open on the stark contrast between her viral 2019 America's Got Talent moment, where guest judge Brad Paisley hit the golden buzzer for her emotional performance of Misfits, and her sudden, deliberate vanishing from mainstream network television. Addressed the unspoken truth that while millions believed she was on a scripted track toward major label pop stardom, the reality behind her post-show life was vastly different. She didn't simply fade away like forgotten reality contestants. Instead, she chose to step back from the blinding Hollywood spotlight to reclaim complete creative authority. Hook the viewer by setting up her post-act journey not as a story of failure, but as a calculated, quiet revolution that the mainstream media completely overlooked. Introduce the central mystery that will keep viewers locked in. Why did a teenager with a golden ticket to the corporate music machine choose to walk away? And how did that decision lead to her building an independent music empire on her own terms? Long before network cameras turned her into a household name, her musical foundation was forged on the unforgiving pavement of public streets. Writing spoken-word rap songs in secret at just 9 years old, she developed a distinct lyrical voice that fused hip-hop cadence with vulnerable, diary-style acoustic folk. She took her talent straight to the public, busking for tips at high-traffic spots like San Francisco's Pier 39 and Venice Beach. Performing on the sidewalk forced her to master the art of capturing distracted crowds, using nothing more than an acoustic guitar and raw emotional honesty. Uncover how these early street performances weren't just a passion project, but an intense trial by fire that taught her how to build a loyal audience from scratch without relying on executives or corporate marketing. This early taste of true artistic freedom shaped her entire philosophy, making the scripted, highly controlled environment of primetime television feel completely alien. The section transitions into how this raw street talent was suddenly thrust into the high-stakes world of reality TV, where her authenticity would face its ultimate test. Detail the unseen stress, hidden mechanics, and intense physical conditioning behind her iconic television run. While home audiences saw a soft-spoken teenager delivering heartfelt lyrics about isolation and bullying, behind the scenes lay a brutal preparation process. To maintain pitch-perfect vocal stability under live studio lights, she underwent specialized vocal training that included singing while running full speed on treadmills. Exposure to primetime television came with immense pressure, forcing her to constantly balance her raw vulnerabilities with the rigid production demands of network television. Despite advancing all the way to the semifinals and receiving standing ovations from the judges, the artificial environment of reality TV began to clash with her artistic instincts. This section highlights the psychological toll of turning private trauma into primetime entertainment, revealing how the hidden mechanics of reality TV laid the groundwork for her eventual decision to sever ties with the traditional Hollywood model. Focus on her pivotal decision following her departure from America's Got Talent. While most reality show alumni immediately sign restrictive multi-album deals with major record labels, she made the quiet decision to reject corporate backing entirely. Major record deals often demand that young artists surrender creative control, alter their image, and give up ownership of their master recordings in exchange for radio exposure. Recognizing these traps, she intentionally bypassed the conventional record label route to remain 100% independent. Walking away meant foregoing instant commercial radio pushes and financial guarantees, forcing her to handle every single aspect of her career alone. Detail the intense risks involved in turning down Hollywood executives, exposing how stepping out of the traditional industry system was a massive gamble that could have ended her music career before it fully started. This sets up her transition into navigating the brutal emotional and logistical realities of building a sustainable career entirely on her own terms. Examine the severe mental health toll that followed her exit from mainstream television and how she channeled that distress back into her craft. Facing crippling anxiety and the overwhelming weight of self-managing her music career, she turned her private daily struggles into raw, unfiltered anthems. Her standout single, Anxiety, proved the power of this approach when it took home the grand prize at the Unsigned only music competition, beating out over 10,000 entries from across 120 countries. To keep from burning out under the pressure, she instituted strict personal health routines focused on grounding exercises, meditation, and structured creative time. This section delves into how prioritizing her mental well-being became her greatest professional advantage, transforming deep personal challenges into international critical acclaim and laying the foundation for a massive, organic global. Unpack how she built an independent digital footprint straight from her bedroom studio, amassing an enormous personal vault of over 400 original songs. She began releasing her music directly to fans across digital platforms, bypassing traditional industry gatekeepers entirely. Unfiltered singles like Seventh Grade, Overthinking, and Keeping Everything Inside generated tens of millions of organic streams without a single dollar of corporate backing. By leveraging social media platforms to communicate directly with her listeners, she cultivated a fiercely devoted global community that identified with her honest, unpolished storytelling. Detail how retaining 100% ownership of her masters turned her into a profitable, self-sustaining artist, proving to the broader music industry that traditional record labels are no longer necessary to build a thriving, long-term music career. Highlight her current artistic evolution and recent music releases. Far from coasting on her past TV fame, her tracks, including Brainless, The Quiet Kid, and her single Poker Face, showcase a sharper, highly confident sound. These releases reflect an artist who has fully stepped into her creative authority, shedding the quiet underdog persona for a stronger, more commanding voice. Her growing influence earned her widespread recognition, including honors at events like the Hollywood Independent Music Awards. This section highlights how her continued success demonstrates that consistent, direct-to-fan releases can outperform traditional label marketing campaigns. She stands as living proof that an artist can maintain total creative freedom while continuing to expand their reach across the music industry. Synthesize her journey from a quiet, bullied kid writing secret lyrics to a self-made independent powerhouse who rewrote the rules of the music industry. Reiterate the key lessons of her story. She sacrificed instant, label-manufactured fame to secure complete ownership of her music, long-term mental health, and an authentic connection with millions of fans worldwide. Close on a thought-provoking note that challenges the audience to look at the broader shift in pop culture. Leave the viewer with a lingering question about whether the traditional Hollywood label system is officially becoming obsolete, driving home the idea that her blueprint may represent the future for all independent creators.